Thank you very much.
Eddie Raven, little feel-good music.
Yeah, it's good for tequila drinking, too. You know?
You got a lot in common, or something very strong in common, with the guy you're sitting next to back here. You wrote one of the Oak Ridge Boys' big hits.
Well, they just made me a hit songwriter when they recorded Thank God for Kids, yeah.
Thank God for Kids. Great song. That's the guy that wrote it.
They have, I mean, it's like I was telling Duane, it just justified all my other songs, you know. I mean, but I'm the oldest of 10 and got 2 boys of my own. We got 11 dogs, I think. So, you know, you do a little research along the way. So, but yeah, I've been very fortunate.
And that song comes back around. It's not one of those songs that just hit the charts and disappeared. I mean, you hear it at Christmas time, you hear it at a lot of other times.
It's been such an amazing copyright for me, and I remember when I wrote the song, and the label didn't want to put it out on me. And Gant.
You mean you recorded it first?
Yeah, Don Gant and I cut it first at ABC, and I was called into a meeting, and I probably don't need to say all this. My wife will be upset. But I was given the option of, they said, that's not the song that country folk want to hear right now. And they were getting rid of Don. Somebody was getting rid of Don, and they gave me the option to stay at the label or leaving with Don Gant, and I went with Don. Friends, you got a few friends you need to hang on to. You can always get another label. And I was so fortunate to be around guys like Don Gant, and he brought a lot of talent to town. But yeah, it was a big record for us.
Duane, did you know when you first heard Thank God for Kids, did you know it was going to be a big hit for the Oak Ridge Boys?
Yeah, because hit songs, they have their own personality, and you have to look at it and examine it and get it with the right voice. It was pitched for me to sing, and I felt like that Golden should sing it because he was into this outback, you know, Western type of thing then, going and camping out for a week at a time. And I thought that rough voice that he's got, or not rough, but just different, edgy, would work on that kid song, and it would surprise people. And so many times during that period of time, it took Golden a while to learn a song. He'd take it home and live with it. Well, I pick up things real quickly, so I would usually cut some of his tracks. But sometimes he would come back in and say, well, the track's already been cut, you know, and he wouldn't put his voice over. I didn't want that to happen. So I asked Joe to cut his track, because I knew Joe couldn't sing down that low, and it wouldn't work. But it would get a track for him, and that'd get me out of the middle, and I left the studio and went home. Where Chancey couldn't say, well, hey, go back out there and cut him a track, you know? And no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to hear Golden sing it, but the only way we had to go, you got to be a psychologist to be in this business, you know, so. That's how that happened.
Have a good one.
That's how that happened. And Joe cut the track. Golden took it home and learned it off the track and came back and cut it. Yeah. And it was just magical. And I sang a little tenor part over, and that was my contribution to it.
You know what I've said a few times, I've written a lot of songs and had a lot of breaks. That's the one song that someone has cut that the minute I heard it, I said, that's not my song anymore, that's Golden's song.
Yeah, well, that's what it needs to be. When somebody doesn't write the song, you still have to own it,
yeah.
or it doesn't go anywhere. And that song is one of the biggest blessings the Oak Ridge Boys have ever had, because it connected us with the special needs children and adults all over the United States. They claim that song and they claim Elvira. And when we do those songs every night, I see what is inside of them that is hard for them to express. I see it come out. And I thank God every night for you.
Well,
and for that song.
Thanks for you guys. I mean, really.
Yes, sir.
When it took.
That's why I hug you when I see you. And Dallas Frazier, I hug him every time.
Well, I should do that because you made me some money. I I mean, you guys own the song, and it's like it's just great that you
It's
did
still
it.
in
And
every show we do.
I appreciate it. It's like people call me and tell me, we saw the Oaks last night and they did your song. And they used to say when Bill would drop down on his knees, they'd tell me how he'd drop down and say for grandkids too and all that, you know. I need to get down and let somebody else come do their job, huh?
Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. Thanks,
Raven.
guys.